Well, last night left us with more questions than answers. Tonight, we start to see the picture of what the end of this season is going to look like. We have the start of the Shield, we have the second legs of the elimination playoffs, and Coast and Burn enter the fray as well in their two-game shootout for an instant place in the final. As you can see, I'm sat on my own at the moment. Unfortunately, Jens had agreed to do co-coms, but due to situations at home, he was unable to attend. And with me trying to sort a last couple of minute squad selection issues out, I haven't had time to get a replacement. But ultimately, and I know a few of you might fire in a willingness to do so, it probably does me a favour tonight if I fly through these fixtures myself anyway. Plus, I don't like to put those in the playoffs under any additional pressure. It's 9 o'clock. It's Sunday night. It's time for some Super League. And we're starting with the Shield. The first time the Shield's been played out, just to keep the other managers involved while the playoffs is going on. So we go straight into the quarterfinals with the 8 sides who failed to get that elusive playoff spot. Evening Duggan, evening Ian, who I can see already in the chat. Hope you boys are well. No worries at all, Jens. No worries at all. It is absolutely fine. It's not your fault, and you shouldn't feel in any way guilty about not being able to attend. I hope you enjoy the playoffs. So we, like I say, we kick off with the CMSL Shield. Quick rundown of the rules. All games played over 90 minutes. All squad players are available, so we are going to see, even Gimbal, we are going to see some different names, some reserves getting run out as well. Interesting to see how many of these get game time, perhaps in the first team squads next season. I mean, I don't pay any attention to it. Maybe some of the players we're going to see have been transferred, and all the controversy should they pick up a big injury. I'm sure it'll be fine. If scores are level after 90 minutes, I have got prepared everyone's favourite wheel. And the semi-finals will look like this. The winner of Astor versus Casuals will play the winner of Stanley versus Badgers, and equally the winner of Triple P Celtics will play the winner of Rose versus Fulchester. Shall we get straight into it? And it is the Astor Casuals game we are starting with. As per the ticker, 9 subs used. So anyone who didn't select full 9, I added a few of my own from your squads who I wanted to see. And so if there's some extra names that you weren't expecting, that will be why. Mike has gone with the Bridge to Redemption tactic, essentially an attacking looking 4-4-2 diamond. Evening Steed, bring on the wheel indeed, Duggan. A 4-4-2 diamond with no arrows. Mike looking for silverware, it would appear. Quite a strong looking squad picked, I would say. I selected 9 because I'm a good boy indeed, Steve. Still no arrows, I say, but a strong looking. Who's in charge of casuals tonight? Hodgie is. Hodgie has picked the team. Is there some doubt over? Was there doubt over who would be picking the team? I'll be honest. I was kind of hoping that Hodgie may drop me a message and say, "Oh, I remember you wanted to do the last cups, but no one asked you to. Did you fancy having a go, Fifey?" And I would have been delighted to take over the casuals for the Shield. But he wants to win some silverware, that is for sure. He got gubbed 5-0 using this formation recently. He did indeed. But a strong-looking team. Look on the subs bench as well. So Mike was one that picked the traditional 4 subs. So that's why the more obvious ones like Perez and Donovan are there. Whereas I added a mix of my own choices in Mexes, Carrick, Munitis, Brujink, and Torres as well. Previously between these sides, they've met twice. The home side winning both occasions, Casuals 2-1, and then Asta beat Casuals 3-1. As for Casuals, Hodgie bless him, he's had some issues. He's even sent me videos showing that he's trying to get it sorted, but it just wasn't working. So we have got a team in the end. I'm not sure, Hodgie, if you're in the chat, if you want to select a captain, but he seems to be treating this cup with much the same disdain due to the other changes. But it's nice to see. Ronaldo had obviously first team player. Lopez and Zabeda had first team outings as well. Davis, much the same. Danny Mills, Super League legend Danny Mills. Stuart Parnaby in the Super League, yes, indeed. This is why the Cups was such a great addition, is to see these names getting involved. From memory, Hodgie just picked the 4 subs as well. So with expecting Ryan in the chat, I added Gardner and then Almanda Hughes. Tommy Smith, who's very quickly becoming a Super League legend, and my boy Nikos Libropoulos also on the bench. So all that 9 subs picked as per the ticker. 3 will be used if there's an injury afterwards. After the 3 have used, we'll use our discretion to pick an extra one. But 90 minutes to get to the semi-final. Send your predictions through in the chat. Who is going through, Asta or Casuals? Asta have certainly started the quickest. Can they make the pressure count? No is the answer in the first 20 minutes. Parnamy best finisher in the league, says Steve. 26 on the clock, yellow card dished out. Of course, we run the risk with the Shield as well of there's Edmundo scoring after 37 to give the home side the lead. We've run the risk, of course, of the Ronaldo leveling things up. That the teams in the actual playoff action tonight could yet get team injuries in training, because these games are being played on the Thursday, the elimination games on the Friday, and Burn Coast on the Saturday. 2-1 at halftime. Salas just before the whistle, giving Asta the lead again. Chances being created, perhaps not as many as you'd expect the way the text was going, but Asta 4 attempts, 3 on target. You'd be happy with that, especially scoring 2 of those as well. Casual scoring with that only attempt on target. Pass completion superb from Asta. 80%, very, very high. Reasonable 69% as well from Casuals. Tackle percentage just over half. Both sides would probably look to improve that. And Asta winning the aerial duel. Ratings-wise, it's fairly mixed bag from Asta, really. You've got everything 6, 7s and 8s across the board. Barry Ferguson probably more involved in this game than he has been for a while for Asta, to be fair. I can't wait to see where some of these players end up, because I know ahead of reigning cup champ, I acknowledge you. I'm looking forward to seeing who's done what transfers. I've got no chance of keeping up to date with what you lot have been doing, but I have a feeling the squads are going to look very different next season. As for casuals, I mean, it's equally varied, but just not quite as attractive. You've got a 5 there for Zepeda. Everyone else pretty much on 6s, with the exception of Petr Cech and Ronaldo at opposite ends of the pitch. Very, very little involvement with the ball across the team. And certainly something casuals will need to improve. Got 45 minutes to sort it out and keep themselves in the cup. No responses yet from either manager at any point in the chat. Although Hodgie has just messaged me, as in direct messages, not in the chat. So I wonder if he's watching. Yes, I may well do. But any changes, Hodgie, is the question. We'll go to 60, and we will see where we are from there. It's casuals who've had the first couple of opportunities of the second half, but yet to equalise. No, he's definitely watching, because he sent me messages saying, no, mate, we get to an hour, and it's still 2-1 to Asta, and Mundo's rating going up to a 9. Superb performance from him in the hole there. Conditionally, he is on 77, though. Just had a message, I am watching. 77 may be a consideration if Mike is around. But ratings certainly improving from where they were at half time. In the meantime, to the man who is watching, Zepeda remains on a 5. It still looks very average. I think Hodgie needs to do something here. If he wants to stay in the cup, of course, he may be happy for this season to disappear and not be involved. I would quite like to see a couple of players just come on and try and do something a little bit different. See if he can shake it up a bit. He knows what he's up against with this Asta team now. And the message is just coming through. I've got the 3 dots that says typing. A free Hamilton Ricard, says Rox. Ricard didn't even make it on the bench for this game. I'm sorry, I should have known you'd be watching. And it's McPhail coming off for Tommy Smith is the change. Just a clarification if that's the only change. She says he changed his Wi-Fi on Friday and the laptop hasn't connected. So once it connects it, I'm just going to get an influx of messages. That is the only change. Still nothing from Mike. I'm guessing he's not made it in for his game. So let's resume and see if that change does anything for casuals. It hasn't helped. Edmundo has made it 3-1. And surely they want a penalty. Referee says no. Casual's going to make a game of it with some late drama. Zepeda's thrown in a cross or two to try and get Ronaldo something to feed off of. 5 minutes being added on to this one. Doesn't look like the wheel's going to be needed as we move into injury time. And there is the final whistle. Asta Athletic qualify for the semi-finals with a 3-1 win over casuals. It was a I wouldn't say even. Asta probably shaded it enough to warrant the win. Certainly wasn't a classic. You did call it, Steve. Well done. Great start to your night. Solid ratings throughout. Only Gianna Cheddar rating a 6. Everyone else 7 or higher. Edmundo, man of the match with 2 goals. and a 9 rating. Not really been too involved with the first team this season. Will that change going into next year? Casuals, Tommy Smith came on. He tried his best. He had a shot. He completed 50% of his passes. He put in a couple of tackles as well. But it just wasn't enough for Hodgie, whose season ends in bitter disappointment. Widely considered one of the GOATs. And unfortunately for him, this season has petered into nothingness. But congratulations to Asta, who we will see later on in the campaign in the semi-finals. Next, another one of the GOATs, and a grudge match, or what was potentially a grudge match, but Maka has stayed in charge to try and win himself a trophy before he rides off into the sunset. Fulchester away to White Rose tonight, and they've gone with a former tactic, and they are going all out in this competition. Full strength was quoted, full strength has been given. Again, just the 4 subs named by Maka, so I filled the bench with we were allowed full subs, yes, Maka? Yeah. So I added Bumsong, Pankaro, Balak, Ventola, and what cup competition wouldn't be complete without Shane Tolley? So he was added to the bench as well. I can see him coming on late and grabbing a goal, that is for sure. But yes, full strength team. Guess no, you picked the subs, Maka. You stopped at 4. I can't change them now. Could you imagine if I changed your squad after not changing Dragons the other week? It'd be carnage. Crack on, mate. If you qualify, you can add them to the bench for the next game. But yeah, I very much like that Maka's got full strength, treating the Shield very differently to how he treated the earlier cup competition. Previous fixtures between these sides, Fulchester unbeaten this season with a win away, 2-0, and Shane Tolley greater than Pui Paha, and a 1-1 draw at home in the reverse fixture. Damp conditions with a harsh referee. This could be fun. Boomsong gets a squad number at last. As for Rose, they changed the tactic to Shield v the GOAT. And they mix it up. They've got first teamers in with the likes of Tony, Vieira, Butt, Samuel, Pelazzoli, but also the likes of Jordic, Carboni, who have been in and around the first team. Ibrahimovic, not so much. Perry, equally, not so much involved. So a mixed squad. But I'm sure this will be fun. And as Steve said earlier, he picked his full array of substitutions. Interesting that he was happy to risk Ronnie Johnson, who is carrying a knock, though. I wonder if he will risk bringing him on and causing more of an injury. So let me know in the chat, are we thinking Rose or Fulchester going through to the semi-final as we kick off the first half? And Rose started quickly with Fulchester, played the way into it. There's Ibrahimovic with 16 minutes, and he's got second. Ibrahimovic, quick fire double, giving Rose the lead. And Rose 2-0 predicts Maka as the second one goes in. And well, this first half has not gone to plan. Are we seeing another one of the GOATs leaving the competition? And Maka, as we know, is actually riding on into the sunset. Halftime comes. Fulchester are 2-0 down away at Rose. They have created more chances, and both sides have been quite efficient in front of goal in terms of getting them on target, but not scoring the away side. The home side scored with 2 of their 3 on target. Both pass completions very similar. Rose tackling and aerial battle slightly better. So areas of improvement for Fulchester clear there, but they just need to convert some of these, you feel. They've got 45 minutes in which to do so. But we start with the home side, which are all 7s and 8s, with the exception of Carboni, who's not really enjoying life in that position. Very, very strong bench. Should Steve want to change it? No real fitness concerns. Jordic on 84, maybe something he looks at half time, but no yellow cards either. As for Fulchester, Abbiati throwing in a 5 as he so frequently does, unfortunately, for such a top keeper. Everyone else at 6s and 7s, with the exception of Vieri, who's trying his best. Bobby Robson at Newcastle vibes from Macca. But he's yet to have a shot in anger. And probably one of the reasons. Both managers saying go to 60, so go to 60 we shall. And a couple of quick attempts for Fulchester, but they failed to convert again. Rossini goes in the book. Buck goes in the book. So we approach the hour mark. Rose under some pressure here, but Fulchester just can't convert. They have a corner as we stop the game on 62. Interesting to see what both managers do here. Look at the centre-backs, both rating 9. Shows you how much pressure they're under. But solid performances throughout. No, still Carboni, the only player lower than a 7. Jordic fitness dropping to 78. You've got Butt dropping on 77 and on a card. Possibly a consideration. Good player, Samuel, says Tater. I'm presuming I know where he will be plying his trade next year then. Zlatan got 7 in 18 non-competitive starts and has scored 2 tonight. Good player, but I'm assuming he will also be a Badger next year then. Zlatan, very good finisher if given a run of games. While I wait a message from Steve, let's go over to Fulchester, who with half an hour still find themselves 2 goals down. Abbiati still on a 5. Vieri still the only player rating over a 7. Owen the only player under 80% on fitness. Steve is making changes. Oh, too far. And Steve is trying to see this one out. Carboni off for Neville. Jordic off for Dede. Both back to the DM positions with long arrows to AMC. Jens is asking. Tolly for Owen. But it's actually Batistuta for Owen is the change requested. Anything else for Macca? Hang on, says Macca. I'm hanging. Yeah, can I have Massera? I think that is. Yeah, Massera for Enrique. No problem at all. Just 2, or you going for the third change, Macca? Jens wants Tolly. Even Dan, who's popped up in the chat, Mr. Bibbins. Massera, yeah, autocorrect. Just 2. Lovely, thank you. So half an hour to play, and it's still Rose with that 2-goal lead. Changes made. What impact can they have? No Tolly, says Macca. Evening, Ryan. Happy birthday. Joe Cole surely sees Rose into the semis, but it's 3-1 Batistuta scores. And there's 4 Luca Toni. 4-1. Have I missed my game? You did, Mike, but you qualified. It's 4-2 Batistuta. Absolute carnage. But White Rose qualified for the semi-finals with a 4-2 win. Fulchester threw everything at it, but as Macca's already sort of suggested in the chat there, Abbiati Klanger is the perfect way to see out his tenure, and Steve will be absolutely delighted to have beaten Fulchester. That is for sure. Good game all round. Decent performances. Fulchester, their battling spirit maybe just comes into question a little bit. But congratulations to White Rose. Patrick Vieira gets man of the match. Look at this. Tony 9, Ibrahimovic 9, Vieira 10, Joe Cole 9, Pellet Zolly 9, Samuel 9. What a performance. What a performance from White Rose all over the pitch. As for Fulchester, Abiati 4. Wow. I wonder what the incoming manager will make of that. But it's at this point we thank Maka for all of his contributions since joining the league, and look forward to seeing in what capacity he pops up next, because he will be sorely missed, but will still have a massive impact somewhere, I'm sure. The shield was the aim, says Steve. All hail the king, says Jens. Hate keepers, says Ian. Give friendly and he bottled it, says Macca. Congratulations, White Rose, who are the second team into the semi-final. Next, we go to Triple P versus Celtics. Triple P, who won the CMSL Cup earlier this season, beating Gazelles via the wheel, of course. They are at home to Celtics, and they go with this tactic. They're going out with a goal first. None, I'm off. Enjoy, lads, all the best. Again, he's taking the cup seriously, is Rob. He's tweaked the formation slightly. He did try and select an injured player again for about the fourth time this season. But it's a strong 11 ultimately selected. And Rob actually picked 0 subs and just asked me to fill the bench. So fill the bench I have done with a variety of players. I'd be particularly interested in seeing if Acuna or Romario, or maybe my boy Simone Inzaghi, gets a run out today. Previous between these two sides this season, Celtics winning 3-1 away from home and 1-0 at home. I'm here on mute. Is Scott in the chat? No, I haven't seen him, Swanee. Haven't seen him. As for Celtics, they go with a 4-4-1-1, clearly inspired by Mr. Savage. Gone no arrows and a mixed squad. I'm not sure how I feel about Gattuso on the right wing. Nice to see Luke Chadwick getting a run out. Yeah, it's an interesting selection, this. And I believe Greavesy picked 7 of 9 subs, so I added Kevin Phillips and Fraser Bremner to the bench. So let us know who is qualifying. Will it be Triple P continuing their great run of cup results, or will Peter Greaves have some success in the Shield? Viva la Nada Arrow Revolution. Half an hour played, still 0-0 between these sides. You kind of feel they're still feeling each other out a little bit. Triple P maybe slightly shading it. But last chance of the half went to the away side. 7 attempts between the two, to be fair, very wasteful. At least five, he said so clearly for letting on mute. Inzaghi on for Sutton already, says Rob. Very wasteful from Celtics. Let's have a look at the Triple P stats first. 6 and 7 throughout. Nothing spectacular, but nothing awful. But Inzaghi is getting a run out. Go on, Simone. Anything else, Rob, while you're here? You've got the up to 3 subs available should you wish to use them. While I just wait confirmation of anything. That's it until 60. Lovely. Greavesy, we know, is already in bed, so no changes warranted here. Edgar Davids, poor. Also, a crucial AM position. It's just not working out very well at all here for Celtics. Conditionally wise, everyone would be okay. In fact, I should have really just clicked that screen, shouldn't I? But despite the fact they've created a couple of chances, it's fairly average from Celtics. The new manager really needs a bit of a bounce at some point. Approach the hour mark, and Triple P, very unlucky not to take the lead as we get to the 60-minute mark. Clearly the dominant side, I would say, at this point in proceedings. Can they make it count? Makalele on at 60. Is that for Almeida? Lovely, thank you. Would you like to make a third change at all, Rob? Oh, in fact, while I wait for confirmation, can I meant to send this to you the other day, Mike. You asked for your match stats because I didn't flash them up on the screen. Jonathan Nielsen. Lovely. And again, we'll just flash up the Celtics performance with Greavesy not in the chat. Half an hour away from the wheel being warranted. Are we going to see it, or will these teams score between them? Yellow card handed out. Still 0-0, 20 to play. Another yellow card handed out. Davids must be careful. A poor game is Davids. Brozek. It's all Triple P at the minute. Are they going to end like Arsenal did earlier? Just absolutely swarm the opposition and brutalise them until they can score. Into the final five. Bring on the wheel, says Steve. 4 minutes being added on. Wheel, 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 says Jens. Wheel it is. Much to everyone's enjoyment. Triple P are going to a wheel again. Oh wow. Celtics. Lovely. Everyone loves the wheel. So let me, I'll just show the match stats quickly first. That's Robbie's happy, the wheel's back. Wobb's wheel. Triple P, the wheel. King says, Dan, evening, Dan. Quick flash of the stats. I've really been looking forward to this, says Dan. Very good. Say Hamadic gets man of the match. Love a wheel, does Rob. Simone Inzaghi only had one shot in the second half. I should get a buy for turning up. Greavesy's, I mean, the fact that you couldn't beat a side that had 3 players rating of 5, I would say deserves being eliminated more than anything. Wheel clap, says Doug. Let's bring on the wheel, shall we? Make sure I do this correctly so not to lose anything. Present, share. Here is the wheel. With a load of score misses, as the home side, Triple P will go first. In textbook penalty shootout. And it is a miss for Triple P from penalty number 1. Let's see if Celtics can take advantage of that. Is it going to tick over? Oh, it has. Celtics have missed as well. Sure that miss. Swanee, who's the manager? Best percentage of wheels, please. How has it come to this, my life, says Ian. And it's a goal for Triple P. The world stands with Ukraine. First time I've actually seen the wheel, it's extraordinary. It is Swan, everyone loves the wheel. 1-0 to Triple P. And another miss for Celtic, so Triple P have the advantage after 2. This is utterly depressing. These lads are shit at the wheel. It's another goal for Triple P. It's 2-0. Imagine being in the playoffs and having to sit through this way. Celtics have missed again. A goal here for Triple P and they go through. And Triple P qualify. Goes to be replaced by the wheel next season. Triple P have qualified via the wheel again. Congratulations to Rob, whose side qualify via the wheel. Sign the wheel, I'll be my best player this season. Indeed. Will that be the last we see of the wheel tonight, though? There is still one more cup game where it may well be required. But congratulations, Rob. Get the main event on. Fully deserved dominant win. Redraft the wheel. Everyone loves the wheel. But congratulations, Triple P, who qualified for the semis. Final cup game. Does the wheel penalty stats show with mixed patch on the starter kits? Fortune favours the middle class. Badgers going on a cup run according to their tactic name. Very adventurous formation. And a strong squad selected, really. Primarily first team. Run it. Including Seb Frey, who is available after injury again and plays in the cup. Meetings between the two sides, 3 so far. Massive Triple P of the Bradford City of the Super League. Badgers, they won 2-1 away from home, lost 4-1 at home. In the other cup earlier in the season, and drew 3-3 at home in the league. We've got the Swan Sadler formation in for this one as well, which sees 3 up top: Del Piero, Montella, and Toe Madeira, with Aymar in behind. I actually like the look of this team as I was putting it together. I wasn't sure about Patsa Zoglu. I'm sure he's more than capable, of course, in central midfield, but just on his own was a question for me. So let us know. Who have I only done 8 subs for? I've missed a Badgers sub somewhere. Sorry, Tater. So let us know who's going through. So she's all illegal. Let us know who is the last team to qualify for the semis, Stanley or Badgers. Badgers only need 8 subs. Do 20 minutes gone, and there's Van Nistelrooy on 24 minutes to open the scoring for the away side. 1-0 head start. Jacques Montella, 2 good opportunities there for the home side. Badgers looking to get a second before the break. Oh, they do. Van Nistelrooy on the whistle, it seemed. And how have Stanley not scored there either? Unbelievable misses from Stanley. Tight affair. Badgers, look at that tackle percentage difference. Stanley winning so many tackles. Badgers hardly winning a tackle. Good player, Aymar. But it's Badgers who go in the break 2 up, despite having a sub less. As is till 60 already, says Tato. Oliver Kahn throwing in a 5, while on the other end of the spectrum, Ibrahim Saeed with a 9. Swanee's about if he wants to make any changes. He named... I want to say he named 4 subs, and I filled the bench with these guys. Smuts wants Devio on. Keen for whoever the worst Wait, what? Keen for whoever is the worst from AM or striker. Okay, so Madeira 6, Montella 7, Aymar 6, and where's the other striker? Del Piero 7. Either one. Okay, let's bring Keen on for Auto Madeira then. Badgers don't want to make any changes, and not really surprising when you've been that good, and ratings are looking that solid. Can Robbie Keane make the difference, or will Badgers continue to make the home side pay? Form has just disappeared for Stanley. Even with Swan coming in, it hasn't really improved, unfortunately. Another chance, and another chance goes wasted, and then 10 minutes flies by with nothing happening. Pause it on 68. Badgers still 2 goals to the good. What does Swan do here to try and turn it around? How attacking can and will he go? Plenty of options on the bench, of course. Luis Bonamorte, Steve Albron, Kelly Gonzalez, Chipo Cisse. Sub everyone on as you please. Okay, so let's do. You're only allowed 2. So let's get Marquinhos off for Kelly Gonzalez. And then we'll bring Chipo Cisse on for Del Piero. Arrows to AM for anyone behind it. Decide Tato sub by wheel. Oh, too far. A bit like that, Swan. Oh, I'm not done Saeed's arrow, sorry. There you go. Or would you prefer it a little bit more like that? Head's falling off. True Cup action, says Mike. Well, he's got 20 minutes to save it. I'm sure if you need anything else from me, as I can't hear, go for it. Okay. I think we're going with this then. So Tato, how do you react to that? I mean, you're known for some batshit crazy decisions. Are you just going to see it out? 77 there for Kaladza. Solid ratings there. Going to go ultra defensive. Chino for Zenden. And Van Nistelrooy to AM. Nobody wants to see Divide. Boo Adges. Let's resume the action then. 20 minutes to play. See how the arrows work. Montella unlucky again. Badgers finding all sorts of space but failing to convert. Oh, and there's Montella with 1. Will they get an equaliser? Oh, we go back to the wheel. Patsasoglu, Aymar. Oh, it goes wide. They need one more chance. But there's Fujini to wrap it up. And Badgers are in the semi-final as well. Congratulations, Badgers. Thought for a minute we were going back to the wheel, but Stanley just couldn't get that equalising goal. Yes, my boy. VDV is best as AMC. Good game, Tato. Very good game. Both sides creating chances. Stanley just so wasteful in front of goal, aren't they? Just so wasteful. Looking at the ratings, Carnes did improve. Gonzalez did all right when he came on. He got up to an 8 rating. To be fair, Keane and Cisse as well having 7 ratings. 9s for Ekiog and Saeed as well. Saeed's despite his crazy arrow. As for Badgers Van Nistelrooy, his 2 goals earning him man of the match. Notable 9 performance as well from Kaladza. So that means in the semi-finals we will have Badgers against Astor, and we will have Rose hosting Triple P for a place in the final. The semis and finals could be very, very exciting. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, and Eyes Under Fire. In fact, let me just save this as we go, just in case. Bermuda's training report. Ivopoulos deserves getting a glowing reference. Didier Gatt is impressed in training. Mike Savage's original team, Australia. The FA is still very, very... I forgot all about Mike's Australia team. Well, no, I hadn't forgotten about them, obviously, but they just don't play enough games for me. Didn't want to progress and play another game anyway. Says we communicating via Morse code. Bit concerned about substandard league performances. Emre's performances. Junior as well. All looking like deserving a run out. Delighted with finishing, what, second bottom? You know, there's a lack of ambition in the Rose board, isn't there? Vincente training report. Halovko training report. And here we go. I can close the wheel. The wheel will not be required for the rest of the evening. So, reminder of where we are then as the proper games, if you like, take over. Haggis are, both home sides tonight are a goal behind in these playoff games. Away goals after 90 minutes. And then golden goal extra time if required before a proper penalty shootout. Kudos to the save build being stable. Yes, Dibble did a very good job with it. Where are we starting? We're starting with Vikings Dragons. So just a reminder where we are from last time out. Dragons winning 1-0. Excuse me. It was a low entertainment affair. It was nervy ending though. And if you remember as well from last night, the extra time text was pretty much longer than the rest of the match. It was very much squeaky bum time for Dragons, with I think Keane getting one off the line, a couple of headers out for corners as well. Desai suspended for this one, as is Mpenza, Cannavaro, Etsabaria, Gamara, Duff and Totti all run the risk of suspension with card tonight should they progress. And there is a slight tactical change. Kitsevic, who came off the bench last time out, starts. Good luck in the meaningful games. Etsabaria plays behind a front two of Smith and Roberts. And just look at the glory of substitute number 4. Mido is there. Could you imagine the scenes if Mido comes on and causes carnage for Dragons? Duggan would be, I think he'd feel sick if Mido had any sort of impact on this tie. Past meetings, I know we did this, but Dragons still have won all 3 games this season between the sides. As for Dragons, Radaby still injured, Keane suspended, Bowyer injured, means a change in the midfield. Kaluzhny and Foe start in their place. Smertin, Sikomiak are on the bench as a result. Other than that, it is the same team with Ronaldinho leading the side out in Keane's absence. Good luck to both managers. So no away goal, of course, in this one. So the only way we go to extra time is with a 1-0 Vikings win. If Dragons score, well, it's going to be a long night for Vikings. But there is the goal. And what a time. He's only just come into the first team, come off the bench for his debut in the first leg, and has now scored after 10 minutes of his first start. Incredible pick from Jens. But there's the away goal. We will not be going to extra time. Constantine after 34 minutes. This game will be decided over 90. Dragons lead at the break 2-1 on aggregate, 1-1 on the night. And again, a tense, low activity affair. Let's have a look at the Vikings squad, whose ratings are actually not too bad considering the low involvement, high numbers in terms of and a good spread as well of use of the ball, decent pass completion. It just stings. We'll play poker, lad, says Jens. That away goal is such a sickener for the Vikings, you feel. Totti, who was one of the players, I believe. Yes, should they progress, he will be suspended. If not, whoever he's playing for next season, he will not be available in game 1. But no real conditional issues. Smith kicking folk. Nesta has been booked for Dragons, which means he will be unavailable should they progress. The ratings aren't quite actually. That Vikings have some players rating 8, so it's a solid team performance, but not spectacular from Dragons. But again, no real fitness concerns. Which manager blinks first? This is the more crucial for Jens to get this right than Duggan at this stage, because they have the benefit of the away goal, and Duggan is going as is. What will Jens do? Is there a little Egyptian in his ear saying, let me at them? And Mido is coming on. And the tactical change to a front three as well. Etsabaria off. Mido on. And Totti gets diagonal arrow as well. Let's see what happens now. Mido, Robert Smith, Totti, yeah, all good. Let's roll to 60. Dragons have come out quickest in this second half, looking to wrap the game up, you feel. Koluzhny goes in the book. And a good couple of saves from Costanzo keeps the home side in the tie. We're on 63 minutes, half an hour left to play. Oh, this is tense, tight as rain indeed. Not that much by the way of attacking options left. Justin Walker's available should he be required. I wouldn't be surprised. The thing is, they're under a bit of pressure, so can Jens afford to leave it like this? Or does he risk conceding while going in search of a goal? Remember, with the score the way it is, Jens requires 2 goals in this last half an hour to go through. 1 will not be enough. As things stand, of course. Bert Gore is coming on for Volodenkov. Extend winger arrows. Throwing players forward are Vikings. As for Dragons, got a bit of a sense. Koluzhny goes in the book. He wasn't running the risk, so that's not too much of a concern. Tudor for Koluzhny. He is coming off though. Go 2 DMs. Centralised forward. Nothing else. A defensive change from Duggan to try and see this one out. Got half an hour to play. 1 goal separates the sides on aggregate, but they do need 2 Vikings. They come forward. Cannavaro picks it up now, loosen off. Free kick awarded. Nesta manages to clear. 20 minutes left of this game. Now here comes Smith, but Mike Duff went too soon. He's offside. Constantinu. Keown sent a long free kick, and Constantinu tried to get on the end of it. Coming into the final 10 minutes of this match. It's going to be late if it's anything. Oh, Roberts! And here goes Mido and Roberts and Totti. 2 minutes being added on. It's not going to be enough for Vikings. It's Gerard Foe. And Ronaldinho. And how has he missed? It doesn't matter in the end, though. 1-1 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Dragons qualify for the next round. Congratulations to them. I mean, over 2 legs, I can't recall such a boring in terms of match stats 2 legs. It was dramatic, it was tense, of course, and it all added to the drama. But ultimately, Dragons will not care. They have qualified, they've done their bit, and Vikings just didn't have it within them to break them down. Cannavaro picks up man of the match for his 9 performance. Alan Smith as well. Mido wasn't really able to get involved in the right areas for Vikings, sadly for him. As for Dragons, I mean, Victor Bayo rating a 6. Liam Pio as well, which surprised me because his name popped up a fair bit. Ronaldinho having one of his quieter games, but they did it. 2 very tight games indeed. Indeed. 3 playoffs in a row, Jens, hard lines. But congratulations to Dragons, who qualify for the one-off shootout between Haggis and Gazelles. So Haggis without the suspended live. Tony Adams comes back into the side. He is one of 3 players alongside Fernando Michelini, who are a yellow away from suspension. Sava not fit to play. It's interesting for me that Jimenez isn't involved at the moment as well. Very, very interesting. Slight tactical tweak. They go from the 2 DMs to 4 across the middle. Simeone partnering Skulls. Ricardo Vicchia comes in on the right wing with Figo playing the supporting role as it ended. There was some dispute whether Shearer was captain or Adams was captain, but in the end we decided Adams was captain for this game. A reminder of the past meetings. 4 in all this season and before this one. All low-scoring affairs. The last one was, last night's game was the highest scoring with 3, but each game separated by a goal with the exception of the first, which was a draw. As for Gazelles, they had Nedved suspended and Juliano suspended, so they make changes, and I'll be honest, I don't like seeing Saviola this far back personally, but who am I to question Dan? He clearly is a man who knows what he's doing. And there is a lot of players there, because when I looked at the bench, I was a bit concerned about the lack of obvious attacking options. When you think you've got the 3 of these and Rivaldo all in the team, there's plenty of attacking options there should he need to change things around. Neville, Galka and Rivaldo are yellow away from suspension. The difference in this game, of course, Haggis did get the away goal, so Gazelles may well need to do something, but Haggis need to score first. Let us know in the comments who is going through. Each goal changes the complexion of this game. Who is going to get the first one? It's Gazelles, Adilson. They've wiped out the away goal. And now Haggis have it all to do. They need to score 2 to take it to golden goal extra time. Oh, it won't go to extra time. Pizarro's made it 2. And the defending champion looks like he's going out. 4-1 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night. Gazelles lead. And now Giggs is off injured as well. It is all going horribly, horribly wrong for Haggis. The most influential man is off injured. They're 2-0 down on the night, 4-1 down on aggregate. What does Ian do here? Me personally, I would probably look to bring Figo to the wing, drop Amoroso back between the two, and have Rossini up top. He's been in decent goal scoring form this season. Oofed indeed. I got half of it right. Figo is dropping Mitch Rakoba that is coming on. He, of course, played in that position, started in that position in the first leg. Can Haggis get one back before halftime just to give him something to play for? No is the answer. Look at that. Both sides for having chances. Both sides had chances, but Haggis not able to convert. Oh, sorry, and they come through after we'd already confirmed it, mate. Rossini for Giggs, free up top. Oh my God, he was going for it. Gazelle's a lot less wasteful in front of goal tonight, and that is the big difference. Pass completion, not too different between them. Tackles won. Haggis actually winning more of their tackles and headers. It's fairly even, but Haggis winning the battle there. Let's have a look at their stats. Simeone booked, and I think he was one of the. Right, I want to change this all up, so wait. Simeone has just come back from a ban, so he is not one of them, but Vesterveld in with a 5. I will wait, Ian. While I wait, I will show the Gazelle stats so that Dan has a chance to consider what he would like to do as well. Titus Bramble in for this one. He's the only player booked. He's in no danger of a suspension. So I'm going to deal some of the goals, rating 8s. Rivaldo and Saviola both rating 7s. Who were the Gazelles yellows? Vesterveld 500 matters most. It was Phil Neville, Galka, and Rivaldo. So we've got Rossini for Amoroso. I can see that Dan wants to bring Oliveira on for Rivaldo as well. We will do that in just a second, but after already going wrong once, I'm going to allow Ian all the time he needs to make the changes he wants. Let's go 3 up top. Guessing that's coming next. Oh, scrolls to AM. He has to throw everything at it in this 45 minutes, and that is what Ian is doing. Remember, if the scores are level after 90, Gazelles go through and away goals now as well. So Haggis have to outscore Gazelles over the tie. Anderson for Adams. He's going into MC. Wow. Wow. Long arrows on the wingers. Arrow on skulls. My word. We're only at half time in the game, but Haggis, Ian throwing everything he's got. And Dan wanted to do, where was it? I need to scroll back up now. Oliveira for Rivaldo. Just checking there's nothing else coming through from Dan. The classic candelabra formation. I think that'll be it for all good. Thank you, Dan. Can Haggis get back in this? They need to score 4 goals in this half to go through. Approaching the hour mark. And they've got a free kick. Pizarro had to hit, says Duggan. It's done now anyway, Steve. Ian, is there, I mean, you can't make any more subs, but anything else you'd like to do tactically? Throw more arrows on? Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? And moving Rakoba to left striker. Lovely, thank you. Arrows out on either like this. Winner of this tie plays Dragons in a one-off shootout to play the losers of Coast versus Burn for a place in the final. Dan? Makes no sense. Dan, would you like to do anything in response is the question. Vargas for Galka. Anything in addition, Dan? Striker's running away from goal. This game has everything but the kitchen sink. That is it. Not much point in slowing this one down just at the moment, but if Haggis are able to make something of it, we will do. Another chance wasted. And another. And Shearer as well. Creating chances, Haggis, just not scoring. 4 minutes to be added onto the game. It's not going to be enough, though. Haggis going to score any? No is the answer. And Gazelles masterfully see their way through the defending champions and qualify to play Dragons. Congratulations to them. Commiserations to Ian, who made a very spirited effort of defending his title. Sander Westerveld, unfortunately for Haggis, at the worst possible time, throwing in an absolute stinker. On the flip side, it was very, very good performance all around. And Barthez, there is your difference. Man of the match, Barthez. And Gazelles go through 2-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. Just stop with the normal formation. So there we have it. We know that it will be Gazelles versus Dragons for the right to play the loser of Burn versus Coast, of which the first leg comes up right away. So let's start with Coast, who make zero squad alterations. In terms of reserve swaps, Hoffland, Vogel and Campbell a booking away for suspension. Cordova unavailable tonight due to suspension. And a strong looking side put out Toldo, Campbell, Hoffland, Petkov, and Vogel in front of them. The big news, of course, Baumer went off injured in the final game of the season, but he is fit and ready for this one. Huge news that for Coast, of course. Larson and Henri playing behind Anelka. This is, of course, the first leg. These two will play again. Coast so far undefeated against the league leaders, winning 1-0 at home and drawing 3-3 away. As for Bern, they're without Landreau suspended, injured. Rui Costa and Fiore suspended, so they line up like this. And the big news for them is Sigalko is back from injury. So it's Chiotis, Hipia, Montero, Carlos and Contra out wide with Jeremies, Zanetti and Tomazi in the centre, Kjol and Lee Chun-So supporting Sigalko. Sami Hipia leads the side out tonight. Jeremies, Tomazi, Hipia and Montero all a yellow away from suspension for the second leg. So, final game tonight. Let us know who is taking the advantage into the second leg. Will it be the top goal scorers in the league, Northern Bern, or the best defence in the league, East Coast? 10 minutes gone already. And here come Coast. Bern look up for it tonight. That's for sure. Plenty of orange and black text. Coast coming forward. And Petkov picks up an injury on the half-hour mark. Look at those ratings after half an hour. Everyone on sixes, with the exception of Henri. Bishkan, the obvious answer here. And then maybe swap sides, even Vogel potentially. Would be my best guess. Bishkan it is. You happy with them this way round, or do you want them swapping, Dimble? Very polite, isn't he, Dimble? Bishkan, please. No swapsies. Lovely, thank you. We will resume the action then. Get to half-time. 0-0. This one decided by the wheel, says Tato. Well, it may well be when it comes to the second leg. And we reach half-time. Bern had double the amount of opportunities as their visitors, had double the amount on target. Pass completion very similar. Tackles, Bern will be the happier, and they're also winning the aerial duel. Let's have a look at the home side stats. Solid defensive performance. Jeremies, though, has picked up a booking and will miss the second leg. How does that affect the mindset of the Bern manager? As for Coast, Hoffland, I believe, was in that group as well. Yes, he will miss the second leg for his booking. Again, not too dissimilar ratings-wise. Biscat's been busy in the half an hour he's been on the pitch. Huge, says Duggan, indeed. Mr. Edwards going as is. Does Dimble blink yet? Or is he happy, maybe, with a 0-0 away from home? How critical could the away goal be here? He is rolling till 60 as well. Montero goes in the book. He will miss the next second leg. I missed who that yellow went to. And there's another one. Now the yellows are racking up, sorry. And there's the goal for Sigalko. He is back in amongst it where Bern need him. But there's the equaliser from Larson. And Chiotis didn't even see it. So the game pauses on 64. It's 1-1. Coast have the away goal. Let's just catch up here. Montero will miss the second leg. Jeremies will miss the second leg. We know that for a fact. Away goal, absolutely massive, Duggan. Could not agree more. What does Ian do at this stage? Does he trust the process? It's always his way. He trusts the process. Does he trust this 11 to get the job done? The playoffs can do funny things to people's minds. Flash the match ratings back up as well for Ian, just to help him make any decisions. Tomasi off for Donati, so not risking more suspensions. Swap with Sinetti. Lovely, thank you, Ian. As for Coast, got their away goal. That's the first job done. So Hofland is suspended, but Larson and Bishkan were not on the list. So no other concerns there. So many sixes though, which is unusual for Coast. Amazing that they're holding Byrne despite the average nature of the performance, if judged purely on the ratings. Didier Gat, we know he's just being praised by the coaches for work in training. Could he perhaps come on and have an impact on the pitch? Samuel Eto'o, the obvious attacking option. Larson 5 and a goal is mad, says Steve. One Jeremy's big member to miss next game. No changes for Dimble. That's the last one, so let's just slow it down at this point. Last one for tonight. Let's see how this first leg plays out. Anelka aims for the top corner, but Shotis gets safe. Now Campbell, Ortega, Kerr, Omri. Corner kick to the away side. And Coast just building a little bit of a head of steam themselves now. Ending the game strong. Pile driver from Omri. Contra's booked. He wasn't on the list. Ortega into the final 10 minutes of the first leg. And here come Byrne. And there's the difference. Sigalko makes it 2-1 on the night. And just as Coast, nearly a third. There's an Elka, but offside. Contra. Lee Chun-so, offside. Heading towards injury time. Nothing happens in injury time at all. And Northern Byrne will take a 2-1 lead into the second leg. As Greavesy, look how even this is. Same amount of shots on goal, same amount on target, pass completion, exactly the same, tackles almost the same, headers. Byrne haven't exactly been dominant. They've done enough though. They have done enough. Sigalko for his brace gets man of the match. Nervy that top game, indeed, very, very nervy. No additional yellows to discuss either from a Byrne perspective nor from a Coast perspective. Here's the difference. Sigalko gets man of the match. Nicholas Anelka, who's been his closest challenge for the Golden Boot, failing to turn up when Dimble needed it. So that concludes tonight's action. I will make the arrangements for the Shield semi-final. Pack-wise, I would probably expect them probably expect them Tuesday. And depending on how things go, I may well stick in maybe a 10 p.m. Wednesday one. Possibly. That's TBC. That's my plan. I will try and do a Wednesday one to keep this motoring on, but it would be a later start because of well, everyone knows that Wednesdays I don't normally do for obvious reasons. But well played to all of tonight's winners. The landscape that the teams are starting to fall away now. The landscape is starting to become clear in front of us, and we can all see what is in store. Thank you very much for joining tonight. I will confirm the schedule, but it's looking maybe Wednesday at 10 p.m. for the next round of fixtures. Goodbye.